Tonight, Fox 5 has obtained never-before-seen footage of a YouTube prank that ended with a shooting.
Hey, quit thinking about my twinkle.
No.
Hey, quit thinking about my
Get on my Facebook called house on. Stop.
Hey, quit thinking about my twinkle.
Stop.
Where's the line where it became a life-threatening situation where he had to use deadly force? If you see that line that was crossed, then you can think like that.
What's going on, everybody? Wired here. I hope you guys are having an excellent, wonderful day. I am back once again to talk about a story about a YouTube prankster by the name of Tanner Cook, who was accosted. I can't say the actual words on YouTube because YouTube will demonetize me more than they already have. By a Mr. Alan Colie, who, from the footage I'm going to show you, felt like he was being intimidated and harassed by somebody who was a lot physically bigger than them in a public setting and probably did not know about their intentions. Now, I'm going to say I do have a lot of empathy for Mr. Tanner Cook, although I do think his YouTube prankster channel, the Certified Goons or whatever it is, you know, is not really funny. It's just, you're not even really doing pranks, you're harassing people. Pranks, for me, would actually be, you know, like pulling it on a friend or something like that. You know, somebody you know. You can prank a friend. You should not be going out in public, pranking random strangers, anything like that. However, this man, Alan Colie, who defended himself when he felt harassed, like his life was intimidated, or he just did not know the intentions of Mr. Tanner Cook, has gone to the jury. And we got a little bit of good news and a little bit of bad news about this. But without further ado, I'm going to play you the clip, and we're going to see exactly what the jury got into, and then I'm going to give my analysis. So here you go.
Tonight, Fox 5 has obtained never-before-seen footage of a YouTube prank that ended with a shooting. A Loudoun County jury found Alan Colie not guilty of the most serious charge connected to the shooting at Dulles Town Center. David Kaplan's working this one tonight. You got your hands on the video. What happened here?
Yeah, Jim, Tanner Cook's YouTube page has nearly 56,000 followers. Most videos show Cook going to public places and doing some sort of prank that people typically have negative reactions to. We're going to walk you through this video without audio first, then we'll play the whole thing for you. On April 2nd at Dulles Town Center, Cook was being filmed as part of his YouTube page as he walked up to Colie, who was picking up a food delivery. On Cook's phone, he had an automated voice play a vulgar message that was repeated multiple times to Colie, who tells him to get away or he'll call the police, is what it appears to say in the video. Colie tries walking away. Cook appears to follow. Then the lone shot rings out. Here's the full video.
What?
Hey, quit thinking about my twinkle.
What's that mean?
Hey, quit thinking about my twinkle.
No.
Hey, quit thinking about my
Get on my Facebook called house on. Stop.
Hey, quit thinking about my twinkle.
Stop.
Colie did have a concealed carry permit. Cook has recovered. Colie was found guilty of discharging a firearm in a public place. Again, not guilty on some of the wounding-related charges. His attorneys, Collie's, getting a hearing next month, arguing that the verdict should be thrown out on the discharge in public since it was self-defense. Today, the Loudoun County Commonwealth's attorney says the force used by Colie, they believe, did not match the threat he faced. Cook's father, Jeremy, agreed with that, but disagreed with some parts of how the Commonwealth's attorney prosecuted its case.
Where's the line where it became a life-threatening situation where he had to use deadly force? If you see that line that was crossed, then you can think like that. But if you watch the video, at no point do you go, oh, there's where it became a physical point where this guy had to defend himself. That never happened.
Tonight to get their perspective. They told me this was a difficult case. One juror told me that he did believe that Cook was a threat, to Colie, specifically pointing to Cook's size relative to Colie and the fact that Cook wasn't speaking and kept following him, and that Cook had an expressionless face.
Yeah, so there you go. I'm going to get into it right away. There's going to be a few things that some of you are not going to like about what I'm going to say. One, I think this YouTube prankster era needs to end. I don't think these people should be incentivized in any sort of way to go out and harass regular people. Two, I think the size discrepancy between people and not knowing the intention of a person, going up to a random stranger, is an absolutely, abhorrent and in some cases scary things to do. We see this all the time. A lot of women, they say, I'm afraid to walk home at night. I don't want to walk through a certain block. I feel intimidated if men are following me. And I completely 100% understand that. You never know what somebody's intentions are, and you always want to hope they have the best intentions. But if you feel scared or insecure in a certain situation, especially if you're out, in the late hours or something like that, and you don't know what someone is doing, even if they're not getting in your face, you should be concerned. You should always try to protect yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. And 3 is the absolute abhorrent, just kind of ramification from Mr. Tanner Cook's father, who not only says that this is unjust, but is kind of also advocating for his son. Well, I think he should keep doing this. This isn't a career, all right? You can get on a lot of YouTubers about a lot of different things, but what your son is doing with this Classified Goons channel is not really pranks. He's harassing people. He's intimidating people. And if you were a half-decent father, you should be trying to get him to go a different way about this. Because go be a productive member of society. Go out there and get a job. Go do something. Go work at McDonald's. I used to work at McDonald's when I was a kid. It's a lot, better than this. You're at least doing something for society. Jeez. Instead, you have a certified classified goon who is doing pranks on people who I've watched a couple of these prank videos. None of them are really funny. None of them I see the people laughing along with them. Why don't you go be a positive force in the world or something like that? That's my question. Go to Party City, get a couple of balloons, go to the mall and just hand out balloons to people. That would be more positive than what you're doing. You're trying to be a menace to society. You're trying to get in people's space when they're just out shopping. They're just doing their own business. They're getting gas. They're getting food, whatever. And you want to harass them. And apparently this is a prank. I don't really see how. Luckily, Mr. Tanner Cook here is going to make a full recovery, which I am, I would say I'm, happy about. I don't want anybody to lose their life over something stupid like this. This could be a learning experience. He's only 21. But also, Mr. Alan Colie, guy who was, he was actually convicted on a charge of discharging a firearm in a public area, which I don't really actually see how, because he had a concealed carry permit. And this is kind of an F around and find out moment here. And yet this guy is still sitting in jail for this because he felt intimidated by a much bigger person just coming up to him and harassing him. Right now, I guess, as the case goes, his lawyer is still trying to get it thrown out, which I would imagine it would be, because if he's not, if that's all it was discharging a firearm in a public space, but you have a concealed carry permit and you felt threatened, which the jury did find that he did feel threatened, I would hope this whole thing would get thrown out. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that it's still going on. Shouldn't. Free Alan Colie. And, my best wishes for both of these young men going forward. I would say for Alan Colie, try to put this behind you, as best you can, and for, this loser right here, Tanner Cook, maybe get into a different profession. And that's all I got. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for listening this long, and I really do appreciate it. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.